What is going on, guys, and welcome to another exciting tutorial from Gon's Tutorials. My dog in the background. So in today's tutorial we're going to be covering how to do tracking in After Effects. Now, tracking is something that in After Effects can be used for a variety of things. It's actually a very cool thing to learn how to do early on in your Adobe After Effects experience. Because it allows you to be able to do things that otherwise would seem almost impossible due to the fact that you're working with video. Now, most of the times in Adobe Photoshop, you can cut someone out of their background. You can, make them be in a different background and so on and so forth. And you can adjust their angle and stuff like that by skewing or distorting the image a little bit. And it makes them look like they're actually standing in a place that they weren't. When you're working with video, it's constantly moving. So if the camera in the background was shaky, but the person in front of the camera is on a tripod, then it's going to look awkward with like this moving around in the back and the person just standing still. So that's where tracking comes into place. You track the background and then the front one does the exact same thing as your background. So in this tutorial, I recorded myself doing a variety of really dumb things, the dumb things that I do for you guys, just so y'all can love me more, right? And please take into account that it is taking me a while to do this tutorial, so just like I'm doing it, so will you. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do right here is, I already have it saved, but I'm going to go ahead and go to File, Save As, and just title this Tracking Tutorial. Go ahead and save it. Yes, replace it. Then go ahead and double click in here, and we're going to import the video footage of me acting silly. My watch so silly. Alright, anyways, we're going to go ahead and grab this video. From here, everything that this video currently has, we want. So we don't have to worry about making a composition or anything like that. Just go ahead and drag it down here, and it makes the composition for us. Please excuse my sleepy eyes. I was wearing no contacts. My eyes are hurting. And that's why they look very weird. Alright, let's get moving. So, we're going to fast forward right to the point where our hands go up. Now, as my hands go up, if I zoom in, you will notice I added black dots to my fingers. Now, the reason we're doing this is because in order for us to be able to track correctly, After Effects needs an exact point, an exact object, something with very high contrast that will tell After Effects, this is what I want tracked. And so that's why I added the points, because I tried it without points on my fingers and it was a complete disaster. Trust me, that's the reason why this video is getting done at the last minute. Alrighty then. So with those dots, as soon as these hands go up, right around there, we're gonna go ahead and start tracking. But before we can do that, we're going to right click down here, go to new, and create a new object. Now, a new object is something invisible. You can see it, but it will never be shown afterwards. We're going to just move this new object like up here somewhere. That's about right. Okay, so from there, now that we have that new object, make sure you click and select your movie. We're going to go over to Window, Workspace, and put Motion Tracking. That's just going to pretty much change it over here. Sometimes you will already see motion tracking, but just in case it's not there, you can always equip it by just switching to the motion tracking workspace. So now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and click Track Motion. That's going to automatically set up our video. It's going to give us one tracker, and then, have everything else set into place. Now notice right here where it says Motion Target, it already has the new one object, because that's where we're going to want the tracking to get linked to. It'll make more sense as we go through this. Now, as I zoom in here, you'll notice that there's two little squares, an outer box and an inner box with the little crosshair. Now, this little crosshair, this is the one that tells you exactly where you want to track. This little outer square is the one that tells you how far out is your tracking. So I'm gonna make this fairly small because it's just that little tiny dot. Now this big one over here, this one is the one that says that dot is on my finger. And my finger is going to move right around this distance every frame. So I want you to scan this entire box for this little dot. Hopefully that makes sense. So pretty much this one's scanning the area of the future for the dot so that it knows where to go. Now with that in mind, I want to let you know that there will be issues. After Effects is not perfect by all means, and the tracking has not been fixed. So when we press play just right now in a second, there's probably going to be parts and areas where it doesn't track it correctly, and we'll have to just fix that. But I will show you how. And the good thing is that you can fix it fairly easily instead of you having to go manually one by one to try to get this done. So once you have something that looks kind of like this, we'll just go ahead and press play. Notice how that is sticking to the point. So far so good. I can't see all the way over there, but I'm just going to assume that it's doing it perfect. And I'm going to stop it right around there because I couldn't see what it was doing. So let's go ahead and go over here. Now, as I'm seeing this, I'm seeing perfection, 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 perfection. Right around here is where the stuff got kind of lost, right? But it doesn't matter because we don't need it past that. We're good after that. So it actually tracked it perfect on the first try. But it'll make mistakes in a second, and I'll show you how. Well, actually, I'll just show you right now. Let's go back in time. So let's say that somewhere here, the tracking went off and something went wrong, right? We can just grab this little dot, this little guy right here, put it back in the center, adjust these guys again, and then we just press play all over again, and it'll retrack your entire steps. Since mine did it fairly well and I'm short on time, I'm just going to leave it like that. So, awesome. We have the tracking that we need. So, what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab my type tool. So, I'm closing out of this layer. I'm coming here to my type, and I'm going to click welcome. And oops. Welcome. And I'm going to switch this over to white. That font is cool. I'll just leave it there. That one looks nice. And I'm going to go actually to where I have my hands all stretched out. And I'm just going to put it right around there. That looks to me pretty close enough. That looks good. All right, so now that I have that, I'm going to move my anchor point of my letters to the center. If you remember, if you select this guy right here and you press Control, and double click, it sends it to the center. So right there, it's in the center. Perfect. So now I'm gonna go back to my movie. I'm gonna go into my tracker and select my tracker that I had already started. Now that I'm in here, and my tracker is selected, right here I'm going to put edit target. Now for this particular one, we're going to select your new object, press OK. And as you press apply, it's going to ask you, do you want to track your X and Y axis? Now normally you would want to do that, but for this specific one, if we do that, then the letters start moving left and right and up and down, and we don't want that. So we're only going to track the y-axis, so it only moves up and down, and we'll press OK. So now you're going to notice that our new object moves along with my finger, up, down, so on and so forth. Perfect. That's what we want. Now what we're going to do is parent our welcome to our new object. So whatever the new object does, so does welcome. You see? Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So from here, we're just going to add a mask over to our letters. So I'm going to put T, bring up opacity and set this to 0. And then right around here, I'll set it to 100. And just make sure that this is like super duper 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 close. So pretty much it does that, right? Now, right as it turns over to 100, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this guy right here and just do this. Under my mask, I'll open it up and add a keyframe to mask path. I'm gonna go ahead and select this guy right here. Oops. And then just close it up. Close this one. Something like that is okay. If you see a little bit of the letter, it's okay because our arms have already started moving. And right around here is when I'm going to open it all up. Now that it's open, just like so, we now have this little sample. Cool. Now you notice that right here, my hands go down and so do the letters. I don't want it. I want it to just stop right at that given moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and press U on my no object, and you see all these keyframes that we have here. Right around there, I'm gonna select all those keyframes and just press delete. That way my hands go down, but the rest of my hands go down, but the letters don't. All right, cool. So far so good. Now I'm going through this a little bit fast, but it's a video, so you always have the option to go back, double check, what are you doing wrong? You know, go through it and analyze your mistakes so you can kind of correct yourself as you're going through this. So now that we have this, we're gonna go ahead and track our movements again right around here. So right around there, we want to track our movements all over again. So I'm gonna go ahead and press Control D and then Alt and Tab right there. Select this one and do Alt Tab. So sorry, not Alt Tab, like Alt and your, what are they? Like the these little guys, the ones that do this. Your brackets, there we go. So Alt brackets, and just make sure you close out of it. The reason why we want to start a new one is because we're going to be tracking a new motion and we don't want to get confused with that. So with this new motion, I'm going to create a new no object and leave it as number 2. Select this guy and put track motion. Right here, we're getting another little tracker, tracker number 2. Make sure we put edit target and it's set to your new object number 2 and press OK. So now, same concept. We're going to go in here and drag this guy over here. Zoom in. And I'm going to make sure that this is the size of my dot. And then this is kind of big. Oops. Not that big. But, you know, big enough to where it can find the finger for the next one. Now, we're going to press play. Now again, it might not be perfect, but we'll be able to analyze it and make sure that we can go back and fix it. So I'm going to zoom out just so I can make sure I can follow it fairly good and press play. All right, cool. So right around there is where the mistake started to happen. So I'm going to go back. And right here, I'm just going to make sure this one is right there. And I'm going to make this guy a little bit bigger, if it allows me. There we go. Just a little bit bigger so you can find that dot and press play again. There we go. So it was able to move a couple more frames forward before it messed up again. So let's go ahead and readjust this. Now right here, it's starting to get a little hard to see. So it explains why it's having some issue. But I'm going to like narrow this down so that it doesn't try to jump into these fingers. So far so good. Again, this is a lot of trial and error. So let's go ahead and move this right here. I'm gonna make this small again so that it's just picking up that black dot. And then make this guy just like so and press play. And let's go back again. So this is good, right? We're getting to see what kind of mistakes are actually gonna happen when we work with stuff like this. And so that way you kind of know how to fix it. And now you may think, oh man, I have to do this over and over and over again. Not necessarily, because you know, it may track better for some people, it may track worse for others, but at least it's way better than you having to do this by yourself, one by one, following along that finger. So press play again, and again it messed up right around here. From there, let's just press play again. Perfect, perfect. Keep it going. All right, so right around here. Perfect. That's good. We don't need more than that. So from here, we're just going to now duplicate our welcome text. And right around here, we're gonna go Alt cut, sorry, cut like that. And we're going to apply this on the X and Y this time to your no object number 2. And we're going to switch this to no object 2. And awesome. So right as soon as we leave it up there, we're going to remove the keyframes from no object number 2. Zoom in. Oh no. And delete. Right there. Perfect. So now it just does this. And we need to make sure that the letters get erased. So right around here, we're gonna alt brackets this way. There we go. So it goes from one to the other. Perfect. So far so good. And then we will add an effect to our letters right around here. There. So from here, we're going to head over to Windows, Workspace, Default, right? Yeah, Defaults. Go to our effects and presets. And so, all right, we'll just go with explosion and we will add it to the text right at that given moment. And oh. Now the reason why it looks weird like that is because we have a mask and we have to get rid of that mask. So let's go ahead and go to this one, open up the mask and delete it. We don't need it anymore. And so from here, this is the first part. That happens. So once we get over to 16, we're going to go ahead and just select all our objects. Alt Tab, cut everything right there. And then make sure you press the letter N on your keyboard so you can cut that off, right? And then from here, we're just going to remove the audio from these two clips. Now, I would like for you guys to do more. The video continues, and as it continues, it does more tracking. So letters come out like this, and then I grab those letters and bring them close to the camera and then take them back, rotate them, and then I throw them away. If you guys finish up to 16, save that, turn it in, and then on your own, I want you to try to track as best as you can the rest of this for grade number 2. Now, I won't be too harsh because you're practicing, but I do want you to continue and try to track this as best as you can to see how well you can do. If you have any questions, just make sure to let me know, raise your hand, and I'll go by to help you out. If anything else, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.